Okay, so we're going to finish our lessons on arithmetic sequence in this video and the next. So you're on page 34 of your notebook. And we're going to label that 4.3, modeling with arithmetic sequences. So we're actually going to do the word problems now. 30, let me make sure it's 34. Yeah, 34. 4.3, modeling with arithmetic. I've been doing this for how long and I can't spell arithmetic. Sequences. Okay, we'll label 35 the same thing. All right, and we're going to do something a little different today. The notes, as you can see, are there's a copy of this, like everything, underneath the video, but also the first page is coming out of your textbook. So you're going to want to rip out page 175 of your textbook. So in case you didn't hear me, don't write this, but I'm writing it just so in case you didn't hear it. Open up and tear out page 175 of your textbook. Okay. Here's what page 175 looks like. And here's what I want you to do. You're going to figure some of this out yourself. It says, explore. That means you're going to do it on your own. You can model real-world situations and solve problems using models of arithmetic sequences. For example, suppose watermelons cost $6.50 each at the local market. The total cost in dollars of N watermelons can be found using C of N equals 6.5 N. Do A, B, C, D, and E. So pause the video and do all of them, and then I will do them quickly, but you should be pausing and trying them on your own. All right, now, so for one watermelon, it's $6.50. For two, we have 12, and then double is 13. Add $6.50 and you get $19.50. And then 26. Okay. So it says, what is the common difference? What's going on between these? The common difference, D, is 6.5 because it's adding 6.5 every time. What does N represent in the context of this problem? N is the number of watermelons. Okay. What are the dependent and independent variables? Well, the dependent is the Y. Y is the cost. Independent is X. X is watermelon. The number of watermelons. All right, it says find C of 7. What does this value represent? So C of 7 equals 6.5 times 7, and that is 45.5. That means the cost of 7 watermelons is $45.50. Some off-season watermelons. Okay, now we are going to cut this out and glue it on page 34. Cut it out, glue it on 34. From the word explore all the way down to E where we just wrote that. We're going to get rid of the rest of that. Okay, so on page 34, this goes glued in. right, the next foldable comes from the handout that's included in the video. Of course, if you don't have a printer, you're just writing in your notebook, and you're writing on page 35 of your notebook. Now, we won't finish this whole thing in this lesson. We'll only do part of it. We'll do the rest of it tomorrow. But here's what it looks like. It opens up. We've got pieces in there. We are only going to do the first few. We will not do them all. We will not have an extra homework today. We're going to do the lesson, and that's it today, okay? We won't have an assignment. You'll just have the lesson because this one is going to take a little bit longer, which means if you finish the video and need something else to do, you're going to go work on either makeup work or something for another class. That's fine, as long as you've taken the notes, okay? All right. So we're modeling from a table. It says, given a table of data values from a real-world situation involving an arithmetic sequence, you can construct a function model and use it to solve problems. It says, construct an explicit rule in function notation for the arithmetic sequence represented in the table. It says function notation. That means instead of a sub n, we're going to use f of n. Then interpret the meaning of a specific term of the sequence in the given context. We're going to get rid of that part. Okay. Now, there will be an extra step in some of these. Some of these say determine. We'll have to do that second step, but we don't have to on the first one. All right, we need the explicit rule. That is a sub n equals a sub 1 plus a, times n plus 1 times d. There's the explicit rule. That's what we're using. Now, our final answer will say f of n instead of a sub n because it says use function notation. All right, so letter A. We first of all need a sub 1 and d. A sub 1 is the first term. It is 0.35. It's the cost of postage. Postage does not cost that now. All right, and then the difference. It seems like it is adding 0.20, 20 cents every time. So now we're going to write this. A sub n equals 0.35 plus n plus 1 times 0.20. Remember, we have to simplify explicit rules. So a sub n equals 0.35 distribute 0.20n distribute plus 0.20, 0.20 cents. All right, combine like terms. Now, before we move on to the next step, here's what you need to know. Remember, it's function notation, so I'm going to use f of n instead of a sub n, okay? Then 0.20n plus 0.35 plus 0.20 is 55 cents. I knew something was wrong. I'm very sorry, guys. This is minus 1, not plus 1, which means this is minus 1. It might help if I looked at my sheet, wouldn't it? And this is minus, which means this is 0.15, and I am very sorry. I'm going to take a minute, move my hand so you can see what I changed. So I accidentally messed up and put it as plus, not minus. It's minus, and 0.35 minus 0.20 is 0.15, and I'm sorry. Let's do another one. Make sure you change this. Okay. Letter B. The table shows the cumulative total interest paid in dollars on a loan after each month. Determine the value of f of 20. We'll come back and do that in a minute. And tell what it means in this situation. So first of all, let's identify a sub 1 and d. The first value is 160. How do we get from 160 to 230? Well, we added 70. Draw a line. Here's the rule. A sub n equals the first term, 160, plus n minus 1 times 70. Okay, distribute. A sub n equals 160 plus 70n minus 70. Combining like terms. Remember, I actually need to write it in f of n. F of n equals 70n plus 90. This is part of the answer. The other part is going back and plugging in 20, and that came from here. So f of 20 equals, I need a new red pen, equals 70 times 20 plus 90. Remember, I can plug that right in, or I can do it in my head if you know 70 times 20 in your head. I don't. Yes, I do. Okay, that's 1490, 1,490. Here's what this means. After 20 months, the interest is $1,490. That's a lot to write right there, and I know that. Write as much of it as you can. Get it all. No, don't write as much as you can. Get it all. We'll put the this over here now so that we have more room. I want you to pause the video and do 2 and 3, and then we're going to talk about it. So we're going to put a sub 1 and d over here so we've got more room. We should have been doing that the whole time. Okay, a sub 1 is 20. D is 12. A sub n equals 20 plus n minus 1 times 12. A sub n equals 20 plus 12n minus 12. Remember, we're going to change it to f of n equals 12n plus 8. Part of the answer is right here. The other part we're going to put right here. It says, determine the value of f of 10 and tell what it represents. F of, I'm holding another one that has ink, and I don't know why I'm not using it. F of 10 equals 12 times 10 plus 8, and that is 128. 12 times 10 plus 8. Now let's see what that means. The table shows the distance in miles from the store after Mila has traveled for n hours. So after 10 hours, she has traveled 128 miles. I don't know where she's going. That's quite a few miles. All right, pause the video. Try number 3. All right, a sub 1 is 490. D is 4. A sub n equals 490 plus n minus 1 times 4. Distribute. A sub n equals 4.90 plus 4n minus 4. Let's change it to f of n equals 4n plus 90 cents there. That's part of it. Let's get the next part. Determine the value of f of 18 and tell what it represents. F of 18 equals 4 times 18 plus 90 cents. It is cents, it's money, I know. 4 times 18 plus 0.9. I accidentally put a negative. Is 72.90. And we got to find out what that is. 72. The table below shows the total cost of purchasing N packs of batteries. So 18 packs of batteries costs $72.90. $72.90. All right, open this up. Now we're doing a lot, but remember, no homework tonight. It's just learning all this. Actually, I am going to give you homework, and you're going to see why in a minute. It's going to be to finish this video. To finish this lesson, and then I'll just have you check it. All right, example B. We're still going to do exactly what it says. Do exactly what we did out here. We're going to create an explicit rule, so everything we did out here still. But we now have to take it from a table, from a graph. So it says Eric collects stamps. The graph shows the number of stamps that Eric has collected over time in months. According to this pattern, how many stamps will Eric have collected in 10 months? We're going to have to write an explicit rule and then take this 10 months idea and plug it in. We're going to need a highlighter. We always highlight the question in yellow. Okay. From the chart, I don't actually have to create a table, but since they gave us one, we will. It says 1 goes with 20, 2 with 33, 3 with 46, 4 with 59. There really isn't a lot of room. So we're going to do A sub 1. We're going to do it up here somewhere. We don't really have room. A sub 1 and D. A sub 1 is the first term. It's 20. D, the difference, is 13. Okay. A sub n equals first term, 20, plus n minus 1 times the difference. And distribute. A sub n equals 20 plus 13n minus 13. And I'm going to have to keep writing it right here. I've run out of room. Remember, I'm going to change it to f of n equals 13n plus 7. That's part of it. The next part, though, says, let's read this up here. It says, according to this pattern, how many stamps will Eric have collected in 10 months? That means we're going to plug in a 10. F of 10, there I go, trying to use the bad one again. F of 10 equals 13 times 10 plus 7, and I believe that's 137. I'm not going to write a sentence this time because I'm out of room, but it is stamps because it says number of stamps. So these are the two answers I'd be looking for. I'm going to do the next one with you, and I want you to do 6. I'll let you check it in the next video. The next video, I'll just have the answer written down for you. So 5. We're not going to create a table. You only need one if you need one, but I really don't think we need one. So we're first going to construct a sequence. We're going to look here. A sub 1 is the first term, 34. D is whatever we did to get from 34 to 51. So to find that, I'm going to do 51 minus 34. And I get 17. That's the first part. I did A sub 1 and D. Then I'm going to write the function. A sub n equals 34 plus n minus 1 times 17. Distribute. A sub n equals 34 plus 17n minus 17. Then f of n, I'm changing it, equals 17n plus 17, because 34 minus 17 is also 17. Okay, now let's see what the question is, because we need to do the rest of this. Find the height of the stack with 7 boxes, and the height is in inches. So f of 7 equals 17 times 7 plus 17. And that is 136. So the height is 136 inches. Okay, here's what I want you to do. I'm going to work out number 6 with all the work, but not in this video. It's in the next video. I'm not even going to explain it in the next video. What you're going to do is you're going to be checking your work. I'm going to have it in the next video. You're just going to open it up, and there it's going to be. You're going to check it. Your work, your homework is to finish number 6. See you tomorrow.